My name is David Calabro. I'm the lead cataloger for Eastern Christian and Islamic manuscripts at the Hill Museum and Manuscript Library. This manuscript leaf is written in Samaritan Hebrew. So it's a form of Hebrew which looks different from Hebrew as you usually see it written today. It's in an archaic form of the script that has evolved in its own way in the Samaritan community. The contents of the text are very interesting. This is part of the book of Deuteronomy, and specifically, this is a passage where the Samaritan version of the Bible differs from the Bible that the Christian communities use. And this part of the Samaritan Pentateuch mentions Moses telling the children of Israel that after they enter the Promised Land, they're to build a memorial on Mount Gerizim. And Mount Gerizim being the Samaritan Jerusalem, so to speak, the place where the Samaritans have their center of worship. So it's a very important text for the Samaritan community, and oddly enough, that part of the text occupies the bottom of this parchment leaf, and the passage ends right at the very last word on the leaf. That, for one thing, is a little suspicious that this should have such a significant text and have all of it on the leaf itself. And another thing that's suspicious about this is that you can see from the creases here in the middle that this leaf has actually been reused in binding of another manuscript. That is extremely suspicious because it's unlikely that leaf from a Bible would be used in that way, as basically as binding waste. At the bottom is a note by the person who purchased the manuscript, and he mentions that he bought it in Nablus from someone that he calls the chief of the Samaritans. And that's interesting. I'm not sure who he would be referring to there. So it also says that he purchased it at some expenditure, and you can kind of picture somebody having a good laugh over this because it's most likely a forgery. Whoever purchased it most likely was not aware of that. So considering these things, it's very likely that this is actually a forgery, that it is not an ancient leaf from a real Samaritan Pentateuch, but that it was in fact written in modern times. And it has the look of an ancient leaf. It probably is an old piece of parchment, but it was likely inscribed in modern times to look like an ancient manuscript.